What other students were in FCW that went on to be on the main roster? I mean, I know there's probably dozens.
Oh wow, yeah. Rotundo's kids, so Bray Wyatt, Bo Dallas, the Usos, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, um, Moxley, um, Fandango, Tyler Rex, who's not. Wow, who else? I think like 80-90% of the guys, I was only there for a year. In that year, made it to TV. Jack
Any
Swagger. Trying to think, wow, that was like 15 years ago now.
any favorite guys to work with in developmental?
Favorite guy to work with? Um, so many, so many. Probably Tyson Kidd.
Oh
He was there.
gosh,
Tyson and Natty, they were there.
what a worker, man.
Teddy Hart was there for a brief.
Any good Teddy Hart stories?
Oh, so many. So most of them came like years later, like at that time we didn't have much interaction, but once he saw one of my matches, he's like, wow, you can do all that stuff. I was like, yeah. He goes, do you think you can do this? And you know him, his mind works
Oh
completely
gosh,
through ours. And I was like, yeah, of course. Like, or at least let's try it. And every time we wrestled, we just tried something that was never been done before. I think we did a match in Vegas where we just hit finishers for like 20 minutes. We just hit finishers on each other. Like, and like any finisher you can imagine that you've seen on TV and that you haven't seen on TV. Like, we came up with so many cool stuff that day.
Teddy's something, man. Did you see the Netflix documentary on him?
I have not yet. It's on Netflix.
Oh yeah, it's the one
Oh,
about cats and yeah, check it out.
oh,
You'll
wow. Yeah, yeah. Well,
also
I've heard about it there, so I'll check it out first.
it's interesting to say the least. But that's Teddy. Teddy's pretty damn interesting.
Mhm.
Damn. So did they pitch anything to you before they called you up, or was it always there was the first pitch to get you up the Nexus?
Yeah, that was the first. It was the first time I was just going to developmental and learning, because like they don't know how I work or what kind of character I want to do. So you kind of like put on paper a bunch of stuff, throw stuff at the wall, like Dusty said,
Right.
try a bunch of different characters out. And like at the time, there was a bunch of us, and we had to pick a first name and a last name, because they didn't want anyone to have just one name at that time. So, I came up with a bunch of names. I was just an angel for the longest time. Vince changed it because he's friends with Chris Angel. Apparently he gave him his start. Apparently, I found that out years later. But yeah, it was none of that. Like the first real direction of going onto TV, we always pitch stuff while we were there, right? And then one day they were like, "Yo, we're gonna do this reality show. It's gonna be like the Ultimate Fighter because Ultimate Fighter was big at the time. Put us all in a house, like exact same concept." And then true WWE fashion, time ran out, so the house never got
Mm,
booked or whoever was supposed to do all that stuff. None of that happened. So like, oh, I guess we're gonna do like a little reality show wrestling, and then it was just every day on the fly making up stuff. Like none of those matches were planned, none of the promos, none of that stuff was planned. And then once that was over, we all went back to FCW, and then it was like, oh wow, okay, what do we do now? And then 2 days later, they were like, hey, you're needed in Miami. It's like a 4 or 5 hour drive from Tampa. We drove down there straight to Vince's office, and he pitched the Nexus thing to us, and we were like, okay, yeah, I guess cool, whatever, we'll do this. And usually in wrestling, everything is recycled, right? You can always go back and watch a storyline or draw inspiration from somewhere else, but the stuff that he was explaining to us, there was nothing that we could reference. So we're like, we asked a lot of questions, and and eventually we just did it. And the rest is history. Everyone knows what happened that night, for wrestling fans anyway. And then yeah, that was it. Like it was just like hitting the ground running or whatever that term is. Like we just got thrown in there like main events, and we were on the road immediately with Nexus. I was probably the most experienced guy out of that whole group, so I was the guy that worked like Cena and Edge and like worked those guys all the time. Well, the Nexus just did the beatdowns with us. Yeah, wow, that all happened so quick too. That whole thing lasted less than a year. Like we didn't even go to get a Mania moment out of that.
how did Vince pitch it to you?
The Nexus thing.
Yeah.
All right. And he goes, okay, you guys are a bunch of pissed off rookies. And you're gonna go in there, you're gonna look really angry and mean. And act like you didn't get the shot that you deserved at NXT, because they did make a lot of fun of us and they did like rib us a lot. And then they were like, take this anger and frustration out on the ring. And we were like, the ring? What do you mean? He's like, just destroy everything. And we were like, what do you mean? He goes, just, do the ropes, cut the thing off. Like if there's a guy in a suit, rip it off, like whatever. Like I'll pay for all the damages. And we're like, okay. That was the pitch.
Okay, so you're in developmental. I'm sure you're getting developmental money. I'm not asking dollars and cents, but when you start being in Nexus, do you see the checks going up a lot?
Oh yeah, it's like
Yeah,
10x at least.
yeah, yeah.
I remember getting my first big check, and I bought a house. Like I just literally bought a house cash, and I was like, wow. I remember calling my mom. I was like, wow, you'll never believe this. Like people make so much money here. I thought everybody was making that amount of money. Like not knowing I was like one of the few at the time. I was just like having the time of my life. Like I never
Right.
cared for like being on TV. I never like cared being rich and famous. Like I just wanted to wrestle. To me, it's an art form. This is how I express myself, and I just wanted to do that every day with people who are on the same level as me. I'm not down talking everybody on the indies or like back in South Africa, but I never felt that there was anybody that could go with me. And then when I got to FCW, I was like, wow, every single person here can go with me. And that was so exciting. Like I didn't care about anything else. Every day we just wrestled, like you go to the gym, you go to the school, you go tan, do your stuff at home. Next day, it's like the same stuff on repeat. And to me, that was living the dream. I was like, I'm getting paid to wrestle. That was,
Right.
I didn't care about anything else. I was like, even when they came to us with that pitch, and I was just like, yeah, I was sitting in the back. I was just like, yeah, whatever, whatever. As long as I get to wrestle, I'm cool.
That's awesome. How'd you get along with the other Nexus members?
Oh, great. I'm still friends with pretty much all of them. Good group of guys, because I mean, we spent every single day together. We drove together, shared hotels, planes, everything. So, but pretty much everybody at FCW that time, we were pretty close. Like the Usos, I went to one of their weddings, and still to this day, like if I call him right now, he'll answer. He's like one of the few guys that answers on the spot. He's a homie. And Bray Wyatt, rest in peace. He was an amazing friend of mine. Like wow, the brother I never had. Yeah, and Heath just will always be my boy. But yeah, all of the Nexus guys, and they kind of went their own separate ways and went through some dark times, like just like me. But like we'll always be friends. We'll always have that bond.
And the actual, like the whole reality show, you didn't know who was leaving one week over the other. You didn't know what was going on. It was all shoot. It was all really.
All of
There
it.
was nothing.
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, go back now and go watch the matches. A lot of the matches, like some of it, like was kind of like planned if we had like 5 minutes, but a lot of that stuff we were just thrown in there.
Right.
And it was live TV too, because we were filming that before the SmackDown taping, I think. So when we were on a certain coast, I think in California, it was live. When it was on the East Coast, at least we had like an hour to kind of prepare. But yeah, it was a shit show. I think that's why they like heavily scripted season two.
Do you want to give any of your social media out?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Instagram is PJ450. I haven't been active there lately, but I mean, I do check the messages and stuff like that. And then Twitter, which is X now, Darewolf333.